Good morning, guys. This is Rick Wilkinson from Priority Medical Training. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys. I'm starting some new just videos. Want to call them podcasts. Want to call them just kind of educational updates from Priority Medical Training and just some EMS education in general. I have been an EMT since 1997. Got my paramedic in 2001. So by no means am I a old guy doing this, but I've been doing it a few years. And, with recent changes through not only tactical combat casualty care, through the military, tech, PHTLS changes, updates. I recently went to the EMS Expo in Nashville, received some new updates there. We still see people that are doing and teaching older methods of treatment just because that's what I've been doing for a long time. And that it's going to stay that way because I was taught that way, and that's just the way it is. I think a lot of people in EMS would agree that most EMS providers, not all, depends where you live in the country, but a lot of EMS providers are underpaid for what they do, for how hard they work, time away from their family. If you were to compare that to another profession, maybe engineering, maybe marketing, something that is not medical, where if you were to have that much time away from your family and demanded that much of your lifestyle, you'd probably be paid more. I think that if we would like to be paid more, maybe we sometimes have to act in a way that is more professional. And I don't mean that from an attitude or a stance. I think as an industry as a whole, that more education is good. Education isn't bad. I think many people think that when somebody says, well, I want to go get my bachelor's degree, they automatically think, well, are you leaving the profession? Oh my gosh, you're getting a master's degree. Are you going to just get a job somewhere else and leave EMS altogether? Well, no. I want to improve myself. I want to move on. And yes, I am in a master's program right now, hopefully graduating in the spring of this year. But I don't say that to draw attention to myself. I draw attention to the profession that many of us could go back to school, gain some further education. But that's just one step. Imagine if we use that education to look at evidence-based medicine. Look at similar type programs that the military is using, the US DoD, where it comes to they put a product out, they let people try it, and then they gather feedback and they decide this is a good product, this is not a good product. Now, we understand the civilian market. We have a lot more regulation, a lot more oversight, state to state, depending where you work. Sometimes it's policy driven locally. I totally understand that and agree with that. But I think that the more of us that learn that these evidence-based medicine, not only in EMS, but in medicine in general, saves people, because our goal is to provide the best patient care that we can. And sometimes our ego gets in the way. Sometimes our ability to understand that, say you have a new paramedic riding that just graduated, or is a P3 or last semester paramedic student, and they bring up some new topic that maybe is different than the way you were taught it. You immediately dismiss it like, well, that's not the way that we do it. I think we need to be more open and try to understand that these new evidence-based protocols or procedures, just think in 10 years ago, the ability of whole blood products or whole blood being used in the United States in pre-hospital setting was extremely limited. Probably air services only, if that. Now we're getting more and more ground-based services that are not only fielding blood products, that there's more and more being rolled out. TXA being used on ambulances, depending where you work. I understand there's state protocols that don't allow that, or local protocols, but many states are using it. I'm in Alabama, and for many years Alabama, was thought of as not behind, but just kind of lacking in how they were doing. But now they are taking these evidence-based medicine and just rolling it out and pushing forward and doing things that not just in Alabama but across the country 10 years ago would have been unheard of. And I just think that the more that we look into educational processes, and the more that we look into how we're teaching our EMS providers, not just scene survey, BSI, number of patients, the need to consider C-spine, that we know that national entry has addressed those, as well of not just route memorization, but actually surveying the scene, actually seeing if the patient needs C-spine mobilization, things like that. But I'll do these probably once a week. If you like it, please let me know, or if you have a topic that you'd like me to talk about. I'd love to try to dive into something that maybe I don't know enough about, or you'd like some more information about. If you like it, please drop me a comment or send me a direct message on Instagram or Facebook. I'd love to do more. Thank you very much.